I found your note in the rain, folded up in my coat. Old night, new skin, still caught in my throat. Your voice comes back in the glass, soft as a station lost. I traced it with my thumb, like it might pay the cost. Spin me back, spin me slow. Hold that frame, let it glow. One more sign, one more spark. Pull me through from the dark. Broadcast from the past. Come back fast, come back fast. Broadcast from the past. Say my name, make it last. Broadcast from the past. I still feel that way. Broadcast from the past. Take me where we stay. The first one knows your steps in the scene by the door. I hear you laughing, the noise like you lived there before. Silver on your sleeve flickers under the blue. Every broken little piece turns and points me to you. Spin me back, spin me slow. Hold that frame, let it glow. One more sign, one more spark. Cool me through from the dark. Broadcast from the past. Come back fast, come back fast. Broadcast from the past. Say my name, make it last. Broadcast from the past. I still feel that way. Broadcast from the past. Take me where we stay. Keep it in the air, keep it half known. Let the signal bend, let it drift home. Your shadow on the glass and it slips away, but I know your shade by the end of the way. Broadcast from the past. Come back fast, come back fast. Broadcast from the past. Say my name, make it last. Broadcast from the past. I still feel that way. Broadcast from the past. Take me where we stay. Broadcast from the past. Come back fast, come back fast.
It's time to see how they'll set up tonight. We have 34 on the entry list. Craig Mitchell did set the pole. Mitchell will start on the pole alongside Matthew Semple. We'll see how in sync they are with Edward Jurgen going to start row 2 alongside Rick Thompson. Then row 3, that's you'll find Gary Bowman. Andrew Popejoy will look to carry speed in the 25 again tonight from 6th. Mike Stiverson will start down in the 7th spot. Andrew Caldwell is in 8th. Then it's Eric Anderson who will start in the 9th spot. Dustin Payne will make a start tonight. He'll be in key number 10. 11th goes to Craig Meyer. He'll bring us 51 alongside Logan Spencer's 19 machine. Then it's Gerard Anderson that's set to start 13th alongside Corey Sherman. 15th goes the way of Dakota Wilkins tonight with Jackie Brennan. Going to be down in 16th. Cody Gibson starts 17th tonight in the 1 car with Brad Holmes well down the order 18th. Carter Lawson will start 19th alongside Nathan Dumpton. Those drivers only 2.5 tenths off the pole, by the way. Andy Cork will start down 21st. Chris Rose in 22nd. You will also see Nicholas Popejoy back in the field alongside Amanda Sherman. Amanda Sherman looking to pick up spots quick. Same for Larry Bell and Steven Music. Will look to try and pick up those places on the track. Also in the field tonight, David Gainforth along with Tom Richter. Those drivers started around 27-28. Last drivers to take time today were Crank Bell and Paxton Fripp. We had 3 that did not take time tonight. Frank DiMaggio, Leroy Koblitz, and James Kinder. Of note, out of those drivers tonight, all competitors in session for a night race here at Kentucky. Starts off pretty hot, around 77 degrees Fahrenheit on iRacing Day, May 15th, 2026. Track temp around 78 to start. Let's take a look at your race analysis for tonight's running of the Cluck around and find out 147. We're running 220 miles, 147 laps. Stages are 30, 37, and then a very chunky one at the end, about 80 laps. And remember, with the 70% fuel tank, that would definitely guarantee the one stop for that final stage at the very minimum. And with a normal fuel run, it can be around 50, 60 laps, give or take. Competitors can go. So we'll find out how well some of these drivers are able to handle the fuel, especially knowing a lot of strategy is going to be up for them. So on that note, we're just about all set to go. We're happy to have you with us here at Precision Entertainment. Tonight's coverage of the Cluck Around and Find Out 147, the Rush Championship Series, presented by AI Chief, ready to battle tonight. Happy to have you with us from Kentucky. Let's call it already off. It's Mitchell in control. Green flag is out. We're underway from Kentucky. The heart of the field, how things stand out for some early. Jurgen already amongst those trying to battle amongst those in the top 5. Early start, but it's Mitchell who starts off at the front of the field, leading laps and going away early. Here's Thompson holding on to P3. Already ripping the bottom of the racetrack. Expect that to be the case. Mind you, behind them, it's getting ugly because Caldwell and a few others nearly had contact in 1 and 2. They're nearly stepping on each other back here. See how some of the drivers just trying to figure out things quickly here. A couple are experimenting with that very awkwardly shaped apron here at Kentucky, but for the most part, most of the drivers want to find clean air, but also just want to be able to run the bottom of the circuit and be able to paint the lines here tonight. It's usually the fastest way about this facility. We'll find who is able to find something different. Take Anderson, for example. Yes, apparently the Minnesota Wild are playing tonight for NHL hockey. That's why he's got the Wild look tonight. In 15th, part of the field, going to have to be careful to not burn up his stuff being too aggressive on the throttle. some of the gaps already as they form a belt, by the way, early on in this one. Mitchell still holds on in front. Points leader currently has the advantage. Last time by a couple hundreds quicker than Semple on the racetrack. You can see Dustin Payton still experimenting up top line. There is some chance of that working a bit for that run off the corner you see here. But it might hurt his tires if he is not too careful here. The way things go here at Kentucky with the bumps. Take a look at Lee Campbell. You can see how Campbell was at the back of the field, by the way. Right now, struggling a little bit to get to the bottom of the circuit here. That's going to be an issue for him potentially as this race goes on today. Have to make sure you are able to get to that yellow line. You go up half a lane, you're going to get chewed out by your spotter. Take, for example, Cale Gale. Remember, that was really instilled around here constantly. Those who worked with him back in the day, about 5 years ago. Cody Gibson, by the way, is your biggest mover so far, very early in this one. Already almost a third of the way through the stage. Gibson for his measure, up in 11th. That is a +6 so far, about to be a +7 if he's able to find a hole here. He does seem to have the speed. Again, solid campaign in terms of pace so far, but hasn't been able to break through per se as of late for the win column. You see Syverson trying to make sure he sticks to the bottom, by the way, in this battle with the 8 machine. Looking at some of the drivers as we search around. That is a massive setup, by the way. First time I think we've seen Semple bring the camera for the viewpoints here tonight. Yes, that is a lot of diecast cars and a lot of trophies. Semple definitely has a very active sim room, to say the very least, that he wants to showcase everything and say, I'm a racing fan. This is my racing room. Semple. Here's what he's adjusting to his right, by the way. You can see him. Oh, he's just going to grab his drink. He was accidentally grabbing the dashboard while trying to grab his can. I think he's laser focused on just trying to match line for line a little bit. He is taking a little bit of the bottom of the racetrack more off the corners. It's helping him a little bit, trying to find some air on the left front tire. By the way, Rick Thompson, he's got his drink ready. Looks more like a barbecue sauce bottle initially, but it is a drink. From my understanding, it may be a wheat alcoholic beverage or some, wheat, I should say, not wheat. But I will say, he is not weak in terms of speed. Again, looking solid long run so far. He is a 10th quicker than the leader, same for Semple. I think Mitchell is starting to fall off a little bit with the short run. Take a look at some of the various battle boxes as we go about, by the way. Letting things breathe here so you can listen along with the audio here tonight. It's been an entertaining race early on, but see, Semple is trying to find clean air, just moving up the track, searching on the lines here. Thompson will take the run to the inside. Will this lead to the pass per second? Right now, Thompson able to get alongside, gets the door, numbers, now gets himself back to the rear fender as he loses ground, trying to keep his fight going about midway through the stage coming up. Looks like Semple, because of the outside line, just able to get the rotation off. Not going to have any chance Thompson will, unless he's able to find a way to get this apex off a little bit stronger. Get further up alongside Semple. Wants to be able to try and clear. Semple right there in his machine continues to power his way ahead. Right there, Thompson does have the dig, but not the clearance. This time he watches up, trying to push Semple up the racetrack a little bit. And the result, Semple still gets himself in front, holds on to the stripe, but Thompson is starting to make some progress, some real progress in fact. Now this could be a clear, yes it will be. It's Thompson the second. See Thompson missing the bottom of the racetrack again, coming off the corner and trying to make sure to hold on. Semple got a better line despite originally getting passed by already this lap. Just how much that charge off the corner, starting to set things up last time by with the pass. Thompson was 2/10 quicker than the leader while trying to make a move. 76. I think again an air threat for the win here tonight for the longtime sim racing veteran. As things go on, by the way, Andrew Popejoy is getting absolutely hounded back there in terms of the second pack. You look at your interval. You have Caldwell who slipped on by. You have Jurgen trying to find a way by. You have Payne still stuck there. You have Stuyvesant stuck after gaining some ground on Bowman. This has become an absolute traffic jam. Popejoy already getting a win earlier this season at the Glen. Now, trying to find a way to score points, and part of that, get runs here. He gets bumped for the near contact, but the caution flag is out. It's not for what was just seen. It's a wreck in turn 3. It's Koblitz and Crank Bell. Andy Cork was also in the wall. A 3-4 car battle in terms of some of those at the back goes wrong. The 09 is also in it. Here's Koblitz. In fact, we'll take a look at this from Music, who right here gets in the back of Cork. That sparks it with the contact of the wall. He takes the claim for the incident, and then it gets worse. Koblitz might be an interesting one to watch, by the way, for his pit entry too. But how did he get involved in this? This is caution right there. Oh my. Cork absolutely getting turned around there after the contact. And the 42 is an innocent bystander. Yeah, pings off one. Then Cork was fighting with himself. Gets himself into the wall and a ricochet. Puts Bell all the way to the top of the racetrack. Absolutely decimates all 4 of those cars as a result. We'll see this once again live. Take a listen. Just kicks him out and puts him down into the wall. Demolishes that race car. Then on his pit entry, he drifted his way into pit lane and missed his stall trying to drift. So, had to take a tow on top of it the full way around. At least a third of the field electing to come down pit road, by the way. This caution period includes DiMaggio, Jurgen, and a few others, including Holmes. So some of the drivers will roll the dice on strategy. Your stage designation lap, by the way, tonight, for the first stage at least, is lap 25. We still have a few laps of racing until we get to the point of no return for this stage. We'll find out pretty quickly how racy these drivers want to get here. Mind you, tonight we talked about with the race analysis, 5 tires hit the pit lane tonight. Despite the pit stop, by the way, biggest mover is still DiMaggio. Just seen in the previous box, 11 on the gain. Jurgen a -19 with this pit stop decision that shows the countering of no qualifying versus qualifying. But remember that designation, going to make things very intriguing, absolutely, on the tire splits here tonight with 70% fuel. Now, in theory, wouldn't be surprised if we see drivers make it to 40 in terms of stage 3 on fuel, based on what we've seen some people do here in Kentucky in the past. That includes a fuel save factor in. Coming up to the restart, though, this time by. If you're enjoying the action, say hello. Tonight's magic word to test if this will work: banana. If you say the word banana, you get a thumbs up back. It's simple. We'll find out if anybody ends up hearing that message tonight, just to see if everyone is listening carefully tonight. Mitchell is in control of the field, by the way, on this. Followed by Thompson, Semple, Caldwell, Pope, Joyce, Stuyvesant, Payne, and Bowman on your top 8. Of note, mostly everybody did take a set except for Larry Bell. If he did, it was a 2-stop at most, 2-tire stop, if you will. Only 8 seconds in the pit lane might be too short, actually, for a 2-tire stop, based on that interval. Kinder had to get damage repairs done. Bell spent more than a minute, and his car fix might not catch him to the field for the restart zone. Here we go. Trying to get this back underway. A 10-lap dash to decide stage 1 points. Mitchell looking to add to those points. Up in the front, he gets a great launch from back underway. He runs away. As you can tell, Thompson wasn't ready for it. Semple wasn't even ready for it. And Semple, with the preferred line for the restarts, able to get the zip at the bottom of the racetrack. This sets up Popejoy for 3rd. Cook and Boardman group machine ready to try and battle on the inside of the racetrack. Will this work this time? Nearly goes up on the door. Thompson has to fight the car a little bit. No move made up at the front of the field, but right now, Popejoy near contact again. Stuyvesant right now just has the eyebrow raised of almost wondering, what are we doing? Well, we're going to have a caution flag. It's not the designation lap yet. We'll have one more restart. We're under yellow once again for the 2nd time tonight, and it's involving Frank DiMaggio getting around the incident that ended up being 2 cars. Edward Jurgen, who had just pit for tires, and Chris Rose. DiMaggio's going to actually have a good view of it because it happens up the road. If we watch from the hood, watch the carnage. It'll be at the bottom of the racetrack. It's subtle. See if you spot it. If your answer was right down there, yes, it will be. And DiMaggio gets to wave at the drivers to slam in. As said, Rose got some of the worst of it with that contact. Let's see what actually happened here in the closer look. Well, that was 4 wide off the corner, wasn't it not? Both of them ricochet off the inside wall. You have to be so careful coming off the corner, and this is one of those types of tracks where you end up washing out normally off the corner. That's what will spark a lot of contact, like we've already seen twice tonight off of 2. In this case, Jurgen pushed up, washed down after the contact, collects Rose as he's down there. Race control waiting to hear if there's any claims. This might be on Jurgen in terms of the review, because you see he was the one who washed up. He did claim it. Can't confirm. Jurgen did claim it. Can't confirm. Jurgen said he is done for the night, by the way, so no EOL will come from this penalty. There are drivers in 1 in park status in terms of your incidents tonight. There are a lot of them. Corey Sherman is a part of them. Brad Holmes is a part of it. Also part of that list tonight, Jackie Brennan, as well as Dakota Wilkins, meaning they cause an incident, they're done. We also had 1 suspension tonight. That was Tomlinson, who ended up getting the suspension this evening. Casey Tomlinson, one of the drivers that was looking to try and pick up some solid points in the chase, to try and get to the wild card conversation. Looking at your various battle boxes right now as we get ready for what's going to be a 5-lap dash now on the stage. So far, as you can tell, all these drivers have the same thought in their mind. What are they going to do to take the 55 away from the race lead? Because right now it's Mitchell's world, and everyone's running in it. Right now he controls things on the top line. He's chosen the top. Designation officially begins. Pit road is now closed. Next flag ends the stage. Here's the order of how things look up at the top 10. Mitchell and Semple, Thompson and Popejoy. Caldwell and Stuyvesant, Payne and Bowman. Followed by Gibson and Mayer, should say, will be in the top 10 of 51. So, that all in mind, we have a couple drivers, remember, who had pit previously. Brad Holmes is the highest of them, running 17th on the old Strat. Only ran a lap or two on the tires, though. Several of his fellow competitors who took tires already hit the wall. As you can see, the weather starting to see a little bit of curve downward in terms of some of the temperatures right now. That's part because we've seen the air temp start to plummet, but the track temp is up to 80 on average. So in gear for a restart coming up. As you can see, everybody watching intently to see what's going to happen this time. Mitchell ready to get on the gas. Bring us back underway in what's been an eventful one so far with 2 caution flags. Outside gets the jump and then some. Popejoy trying to take away second. Back underway. But right now, remember, the inside able to get better momentum in the corner in 1 and 2. Semple with the response. Semple trying to get the clearance is the huge question mark. Just wasn't able to make the pass full though on Popejoy. Try and keep the fight going as Popejoy tries to figure out a way to keep up with the outside. See right now Mitchell still covering things off, but Popejoy's actually got a chance to get to the fender if he's careful enough. Thompson has lost 2 spots on these restarts the past couple. Looking like Semple trying to clear himself for second. Knew he made contact, gave space back to Popejoy. Popejoy, gonna see Semple try and floor it in. Might see a slider come up. There it goes, Semple up. Semple slides, Semple clear. Thompson looks to retake his 3rd spot also. 3 going the stage now. 3 laps to go at stage 1 from Kentucky Speedway. Right now, everybody pushing the tempo hard. Holmes, mind you, is up to 12 for the fresh tires in comparison's sake, by the way. He's right now actually trying to battle out with Mayer and Anderson. Once those look at Holmes wrap the bottom, he's in that blue and red car, making his way through as they're 4 wide off the corner, offset 3. Those freshies going to work. And look at him boxed in. Could get on the throttle much sooner. Nothing to do with it. Holmes trying to make sure not to wreck it. He knows he's got speed with the strategy offset, but has no place to go. Now he's got a place. Payne misses the bottom. Stuyvesant 3 wide. Anderson passes them both from the high side. Now the 5 is moving with. Also on freshies, 1 to go on the stage. Mitchell right now well in command, the 55, the points leader, doing things that are magical so far up front. Dominant pace early. The fresh tires already up to 5th and 6th. But for the run out of the corner, it's car 55 that will take the points in stage number 1. Once again, your stage winner, Greg Mitchell. Rick Thompson in second, Holmes just took away the third spot 3 wide with Semple and Anderson all in the top 5. Caldwell, Popejoy, Payne amongst those in the top 7. Top 8, in fact, include Popejoy and Payne. Stuyvesant and Logan Spencer, third on Freshies, got to third. Whole field will have to catch up to the pace car now and get to work. Some good battles to start off the night. But the extra pace laps factored in. It'll be a similar length for stage 2's run after all. As you can see, Holmes amongst those that might have an interesting strategy. He now has ran about 7 or 8 laps on the tires. Here's the question. Do you burn that extra set, which you probably did if you end up doing the potential pit now, or do you take the opportunity to stay out and basically burn away stage 2, but take the points in stage 1 and have to reset to gain the time back in stage 3? Or you hope for caution flag, obviously. We're about to find out who's really willing to risk it on the tire sets. They obviously will at least need fuel based on the projections possibly here. So that will, with the fuel part at least in that thought, will come and factor in for everybody essentially coming down here. Keeping an eye on who actually stops in the box here though. The big thing will be how long the stints will be. Should see 4 tires for everybody who just stayed out for 30 laps or so already. Holmes is taking a set. We can confirm in the 00. So he is indeed taking that extra set from the 5 and leaving himself now with 3 sets after this set to work with for the end of stage 2 and 12 for stage 3. We're still leaving with a couple sets in stage 3 to play with. Mitchell just so happens to be the first one out again. Gets it over Thompson this time. Holmes does maintain track position with the top 3. Semple and Popejoy. In fact, no major changes at all until you get to 8th, where Logan Spencer also took 4. Everybody took 4 fuel. We'll take a break. You're watching Cyber Thunder. Tonight's coverage of the Rush Championship Series presented by AI Chief continues after this.
You are watching Precision Entertainment. Let's take a quick break from the action of the Cyber Thunder Rush Championship Series, presented by me, AI Chief. Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief, you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
Time for a restart as we continue our coverage of the Cluck around and find out 147. Happy to have you with us here on Precision Entertainment. Justin Prince with you, Ryan Bauer, our producer. Right now, Mitchell has led every single lap so far. That number eventually will change, obviously, in terms of that statistic, but so far, it's been hard to find a way to battle with the 55, who's been so lights out in the restart zone. No one's been able to time it up with them. Everyone's offset by at least half a second to a second on the reaction so far. Restart zone time, though. Watch. This time is a little better, but again, Mitchell, because he's the first to be able to gas up, gets such a jump, and Holmes takes advantage to second, his highest place in the field. Holmes took the opportunity to go from the middle of the pack, take the set, go from the back towards the front, give himself an opportunity. And now, he's got himself in position where he wants to be track position-wise, obviously. Top 5 of the points coming into tonight. Has showed speed, obviously, at tracks like this. Also really good on the short tracks this season. It's 4 wide behind him. Hold on a moment, because Tom Richter just threw it in there. 3 wide up, very top. Now Pumpjoy realizes there were 4 and gets bucked out of the way. Semple taking up 3 wide, by the way. Richter uber aggressive off the start. Where did his launch come from? Already got himself up to 5th this restart. He had been up towards the top 10 with how things were going at the end of the stage. This start of the stage, he's been pushing hard, to say the least, to get the track position. Still 110 to go itself in the race, mind you here, stage 2, and at 67. We're coming up to 30 to go right now. Here's Stuyvesant. 20 machine, trying to be like Tony Stewart tonight. Show some prominent pace. Just right now keeping it calm, because Semple's not having a good restart sequence at all in comparison's sake. He's trying a little bit of an arc line here. Will that work to get alongside of Richter? Yes, it will. See right now, Matthew Semple doesn't look to be panicking per se, but he's dropped the lowest he's been tonight. This is 7th now for him. It's a -5, might have a chance to get the spot back from Richter here. Yes, indeed, gets the charge to the corner either way. But now, if you're Semple, you have to figure out a way to get back ahead without using up the stuff. Race lead is being pressurized once again, though. Mitchell, remember, fell off before the caution flag, elapsed by at least half a tenth to a tenth compared to some of the others. That might be the one thing. If we get long enough runs, will the speed there be for car 55 to hold off the pack? Looking at the heart of the field still. You can see right now some of the others getting into the game plan of what are we going to do to get around this crowd. Gary Bowman, he's been having a battle with so many drivers. He's been up on the high side a majority of the time tonight. The issue is it's not really working for him. 3 wide. Dustin Payne drives by both of them. No major issues to do so, in fact. Now Bowman is under attack again. That time Cody Gibson took a small peek to the inside. Now takes a big peek to get alongside the 8. Nearly ran over Stuyvesant. Stuyvesant slides up. Side by side they go with Bowman off the corner. Some heavy battling still in the front of the field, but Stuyvesant in particular just not sure where he wants to go, it seems. In terms of getting this run, he's looking for and plotting and planning for to get the job done here. There goes Stuyvesant in particular to make the clearance, but right now, it's the matter of how long will Bowman's tires last with a run like this up top. He's a -5 after all. He's 2/10 off the leader with all the battles. It looks like as the 8th machine tires are falling off, Richter will battle with his fellow admin up front. Richter runs a little bit of a high groove, all while Stuyvesant rides up and slides up the racetrack. Take a look at Dufton. How's Dufton doing so far? Well, he's +8. Now it's +9 so far tonight for the 47. That right now puts him around the middle of the pack in terms of your top 10 for the most positions gained. But it's one of those starting to pick up a little bit of ground here in the Toyota Supra. Looking to make a supercharge, if you will, in up all this track position. They're all getting bundled up now as the pack starts to separate, because Richter's pace, compared to the race leader for reference, 31.921 up front. It was actually faster for Richter, but it's still a gap forming up. In particular, the average pace is off by 1/10.5 to these drivers right here. Look at this, some side-by-side forming up in the top 3. It's Popejoy on the inside, Thompson on the outside with Caldwell right in the popcorn seat. Ready to get the popcorn overflowing here? No. Popejoy, though, will miss the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like that's going to cost him. Drops him down to 4th position. Thompson able to step back at the bottom and protects the bottom as a result. Amongst those in this battle, by the way, you see with the onboards, this is Corey Sherman. Green Machine so far this season, up and down the board is the way to best describe things so far. Right now, Sherman just trying to survive, nearly rends the back end of the 47. Might have actually damaged him, can't really say in terms of that, but you have to be careful in those little checkup moments here. Don't spin the car out in front with contact. Stuyvesant, by the way, he's pulling away along with Richter. Everyone else starting to build a small gap because they're starting to build up the pace compared to Gibson and company. Cody Gibson, mind you, was 0.2 off last time by compared to the 20. Already zipping our way through the stage. We have under 20 laps to go in stage number 2 so far. It's a 147 lap event tonight. See this from Caldwell. 10 years to get some clean air on the front nose. That's actually beneficial to help cool the tires with the offset. And we talked about this so much, where drivers know if you go tire to tire on line, you're cooking both sides of the front end. You go offset, in particular, try and cool off on the offset from usually one side to the other by at least a half core car length up the track or down the track. Cools down that perspective side on terms of your tire because it's not impacting the aero on that part of the race car. It's complicated in terms of the aerodynamics, but essentially those are little line differences that you'll notice the best make up for will absolutely take advantage. Here's Thompson nearly going gearbox deep into the back of the 00. See, Thompson just got the chance with that spook up to make the move, able to keep the pressure high, make the pass. And as a result, Brad Holmes is shuffled back to 3rd. I think Holmes might not have the long run he's wanting. Last stage, he ended up as Superman at the very end. This time, ends up as Clark Kent, just right now on an island in terms of what he's able to do here with the tires. Right now, that fall off starting to really kick in. Semple, for his mark, did recover every spot he lost off the early start of the stage. Now, was that the plan? I don't think that was the plan. But if there was a plan, there is a chance of saving tire from that. Try and slow down. First 10 laps, baby the tires to charge on the long run. Looking about at a couple of these drivers, by the way, to see how much things are breaking down when it comes to Caldwell and Holmes. Caldwell, for his measure, stays inside the top 5 with the move now on Holmes. By the way, the second pack has caught up just about. Tom Richter's broken away from Stuyvesant. has actually had Payne and Will Gibson both past the 20, and they're all over the back of the Holmes too. Richter makes the pass to the outside, makes it look easy. And Holmes, oh, there's a good reason why he's slow all of a sudden. Can't confirm when he was battling up at the front. He actually hit the wall with the right front fender. It'd be lap 50 that he ended up having that happen. Remember that side-by-side opportunity we're looking at both with Thompson? He popped the wall, lifted the car off the ground with the right front, and crushed in the front fender. That damage has decimated his car. Holmes absolutely needs a caution flag right now. Get this car fixed. Figure out where he can get the strategy to work for track position later. Right now, he's absolutely not scoring stage points in this race. This car is a sinking ship. Look at Thompson, though. He is a rising phoenix up at the front. We're coming up to 12 to go on the stage, and he is ready to attack. They've already built the cushion of nearly a second on everybody else. It's these two for the lead. See, just right now, Thompson going to have to figure out the best place to get these runs. You can tell one thing I've noticed. He's been charging some of the bottom of the racetracks a little bit harder than some of the others. Find a way to get to the inside, scoop him up. Richter, for his sake, just about got squished into the fence. Has to lift. Popejoy did not give a break there. Up front, looking right now as Mitchell tries to use the high side to his advantage. Get a better run off the corner. Thompson might still have a chance to dig on the inside. Remember that worked in his battles earlier. Isn't able to really get there yet. May be able to go very deep if he wants to try and rip this away, risk contact. Right now, he's just trying to make sure he doesn't burn all the Goodyear Eagles apart here, trying to fight with 10 to go. Looking at this point, like Mitchell just seems to have the smarts to know if he uses that top lane, the run's just not going to come there from Thompson. Going to give him dirty air off the corner too, where it's going to be a little bit more tighter as he goes towards that wall that he can catch you here. Caldwell, by the way, has the fastest lap out of anybody in this race so far. That's only by 4 1/1000ths though to Mitchell. Caution flag is out. And it's not the designation lap. Caution is out, and it's Holmes. That was a spiraling car, and he just rammed to the side of a pileup. The real cause will be right up the road. The 3 and the 43, as you can see on the AI Chief Instant Replay. Linebaugh right on it. Holmes, for his sake, will get right up into the sides of these drivers as they come down the track. They pile up in the corner, and then, hello, Corey. Three is parked. You see just where the contact comes in after that wasn't clear. Anderson trying to keep the fender, and everyone slams on through. Right here, take a look at this. Trying to hang outside. Then Logan Spencer and all this is just thinking, what am I supposed to do? I'm already at the bottom. Few people disagreeing in terms of the reasoning for the 3 to roll down the hill. There are a few drivers wondering about that in terms of the brakes there. Let's take a look at this for sure. I can't tell if he was just trying to get to the bottom there and just didn't think. Apparently, throttle applied there in terms of that. I think he was trying to roll it to the bottom and then straighten it out. Yeah, get to the bottom. That was his game plan. Get to the bottom of the racetrack, get off the racing surface. Problem was, people were expecting him to stay up high. By the way, no major tire changes this time for anybody on the racetrack for strategy, because we're so late in the stage and no one's going to take the gamble here except for maybe Gerard Anderson. So the lucky dog, by the way, this caution, the assembly. Yes, that is the actual sponsor of Crank Bell, which has the dictionary description of a gathering of people for a greater purpose. On the machine has gone lucky dog. Larry Bell, by the way, runs a lot of series, just about anything with a steering wheel. So far tonight has been quiet so far for him. We'll find out how loud he gets later on, because he is amongst those in the top 10 and biggest movers tonight. Biggest mover by far is Tom Richter, though. 24 spots, but 21 for Frank DiMaggio, already with having a Dodge incident already. It's impressive driving so far for some of these drivers to get the track position they've been looking for after no qualifying or poor qualifying earlier. Now we all, this caution designation period now begins. We now set ourselves up for what will surely be an interesting run, because we're coming up to what will be essentially a 5-lap dash. First on freshies, by the way, Cody Gibson will start 22nd. There is a chance we may see some of those drivers just mentioned there, like Gibson, Kinder, Campbell, Bowman, Anderson, stay out with the end of the stage. We'll find out if they are going to find that Superman cape from earlier from the last stage. There's not as much runoff, though. A runaway time, per se, to work with. Take a look at your temperatures, by the way, to check in on that. Track temps even hotter. The way things seem to have worked now with iRacing is it's almost like exactly what you see with short tracks, where it used to go up 10 degrees and still does. In this matter of like 20 laps of track, like say Bristol. Used to not really do that too much on the 1.5 miles. Now it does in most recent update builds. So this track, if you like hot tracks, definitely is the one for you. Coming up to the restart either way. We're coming to 85 to go in the race. Greg Mitchell in control. Mitchell gets on the gas. No tire spin. We're off and away. Oh, we have contact behind Thompson, though. Caldwell got bottled up with Popejoy. Another one held on to it, though, and Semple trying to jump up to third. Not getting a good rotation, though. Semple having some issues trying to get off the corner. Caldwell bumps off the wall. All of them charge the corner. Less than 5 to go as Popejoy slips up. Near contact, more contact. Stuyvesant holds on with no damage. Thompson holds on for now, but Caldwell trying to charge the bottom himself. Doesn't get there yet. They all make the way through 1 and 2 with Thompson slipping up in the Speed Mafia car. There's the door. It's Caldwell on the inside. Caldwell trying to find a way to go, and Semple's got an issue. Semple goes down the racetrack. Semple holds on. They're able to get gathered back up as they make the way through the corner. All of this as well. Dustin Payne goes on the inside and passes by a couple. Semple near contact with the 20. A lot of these drivers having some big-time battles already off the gun. But as you can see, drivers like Richter going as high as some people even tested to go tonight. To get around and away from the chaos, it doesn't work. Richter still bouncing off the doors as he'll shuffle on back. Bowman, yet again. now forced into the middle. Anderson, who was just in an incident, mind you, is going to try and make up spots. Looks like some trouble in the corner. It's Bowman involved. DiMaggio amongst those who get around. Absolute calamity for a couple cars on the stack up. We stay green as everyone else gets through. We're down onto the end of the stage coming this lap. Final time around. Does Thompson throw it in there, or does Mitchell sweep the first two? Here comes Mitchell to go into the inside. No one able to get alongside Thompson. Green, white, checker flag. It's the 55 again. It's Mitchell in front. Mitchell, Thompson, Caldwell, Anderson, Stuyvesant get the top five. Semple, Payne, Popejoy, Richter, Anderson cross the line, top 10. So far, Mitchell has been untouchable in terms of getting him out of clean air. Just every time anyone's had an opportunity, caution flag is waved. Now they'll set us up for what will be under 80 laps to go. Everybody just trying to get into a spot now to quite simply gather up and ready for pit stops here. And remember, the vast majority of the field is going to have 3 sets available to work with here in this final stage. A lot of tires. We're going to have to use maybe one after this pit stop. Probably 1 set. After that, maybe 2. So right now, of note, out of the drivers that are still running, we only have 1 driver essentially laps down. That's Crank Bell that's going to get another lucky dog here. Logan Spencer is off the track currently with issues. Drivers out: Sherman, Holmes, Rose, Jurgen, Cork, Music, as well as Koblenz. Here tonight in the Cluck around and find out 147. Some people have definitely clucked around here in terms of what we've seen here in Kentucky. But right now, are getting set to go to set up for the pit stops. Now let's find out how quickly these stops go. Do we see some top off, some fuel for those who took a set already? Try and gain a few spots previously. 4 tires for the drivers at the back end of the pit road already. We do have a 2 tire. Lee Campbell, 9.6. Everybody else took 4. So everybody has peeled off pit road, and Campbell didn't really gain any track position from this call. Yeah, he only got the 15th on it. I don't know if this is a great position now with that situation. We'll take a break. Drivers will reassess their plans. The Rush Championship Series presented by AI Chief continues after this.
You are watching Precision Entertainment. Let's take a quick break from the action of the Cyber Thunder Rush Championship Series, presented by me, AI Chief. Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief, you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Cluck Around and Find Out 147. Tonight's coverage continues with 76 to go coming up at the stripe. Greg Mitchell chose the outside line for the restart. Joseph Pritz alongside Ryan Bauer. Ryan Bauer, our producer for this evening, here in this one. Getting all set to go for the restart to start off stage 3. Expecting this to be a one-stopper on the gas. Again, based on the current estimates with the runs we've seen tonight. Will that be indeed the case? Let's find out. Push from the 20. Gas for the 55. We're back underway. Good start up at the front of the field for Mitchell and company. Caldwell already to second with it. Thompson loses ground. A few drivers are way at the bottom of the track, back of the field though. Carter Lawson nearly got some trouble down the back straightaway. But everybody else up front you see on screen, seeing a battle for the lead. First time someone's gone alongside the 55. It's Caldwell going for the lead. Caldwell trying to keep the outside working for him. We've seen that work defensively, not offensively this time. Caldwell has to reset. Mitchell holds, serve again. Thompson right now rides on behind the top 3, by the way. Right now a 6-car breakaway to begin things off with the buffer of at least 5 car lengths between the 20 and the 34. Everybody just trying to wrap the bottom of the circuit for now. Gibson is missing the bottom though. Gibson might be under attack here for the next moment. Yes, indeed he will be. Dustin Payne providing pressure in amongst this pack. You see that right there with the Cheetos machine pushed up. Looks like no one able to get along side by side yet here, but we can say this. Semple yet again put on the back foot on a restart. You go to pack 2. 16, you see him right there in that Chevy. Amongst those losing a lot of ground all of a sudden. He's already been swarmed into the back end of the top 10. Here's a look at him on board for the time being. It's not looked great for Semple on these restarts. He's been really good long run, but it's been more of a catch-up than actual gaining. By the way, Caldwell losing a spot to Thompson there. Now up to second. Contact! Gibson holds on to it. Payne hit the bumper. A little bit of argy-barginess between Payne and Gibson this time. Payne really backed himself up after that. Despite that, they gained ground on the racetrack for the top spots up in the field. It's in part because you see that scattering of cars back there. That's Anderson going 3 wide. That's Dufton on the apron going down there. Richter in the conversation. Semple still back there. Nicholas Popejoy. We haven't talked about Nicholas all night. Back there battling with Andrew. All of these drivers are not thinking about catching up to the leaders. They're just thinking about the next spot on the rotation. Here comes Semple to the inside. Semple trying to make the pass as they go 2 by 2, 3 rows deep. Looking like Richter's got good defense back there for now as we check back in the leaders. Mitchell continues to control the front. 55 continues to lead for now. Getting a little bit of space now compared to the bottom of the racetrack as we go. Thompson also trying to dig. Here's a look at the 76. 7 times his camera tonight right now. Going to have a hard challenger in Gibsonville. Highest up that the one's been tonight. He's going up at the top of the racetrack. Can he take away Thompson's line? Almost got it. Instead, we'll have to check back up the Cheetos machine. We'll have to wait until the next few corners to get this done. He's got to work quick. Pink's going to try something. Instead, it's Gibson trying to rip away the top. He will. It's Gibson up to the outside. It's the one up to second. The 5 Kings car looking to make the pass. Right now, Gibson still yet to clear. There's the slide. There's the pass. Gibson now waiting until the stage to get going. He's got the chance to do something. Can he do something with that something and turn it into a substantial something? Also known as the lead. Right now, everybody continues to follow along into the pattern and the rhythm and the scoop, boot, and boogie, as some would say, around this track to be able to set the pace here. Top drivers in the pack continue to control things. Stuyvesant is on an island near a second back, by the way. Then it's near 2 seconds. That's where how far Semple and company have gone. They're not done battling back there, by the way. Because look at this. Semple's still having to find a way around Richter. I think just got it done this time. Then you have Dufton trying to get around Anderson. You have Nicholas Popejoy and Andrew Popejoy have slipped back. You have DiMaggio trying to continue his progression to the field, and have Partridge and Peartree. Looks like Semple might have the chance long run to run away from this, but everyone else is so evenly matched in this pack that dirty air or no dirty air, we have trouble. It's Andrew Popejoy in the wall. Andrew Popejoy just knocked the fence down to the 25. We stay green. Second time we've seen a major hit tonight. The first one was in that battle over the front with the leaders involving Brad Holmes. This time it's Popejoy, who had been up with the leaders at one point. That nose just took off on him. Look at this launch. Dirty air here, gets tight, way tight. That contact ends up causing significant contact. Right now, Popejoy is on the struggle bus. We can tell you that as we look at the leaders still march the way through. Right now, we're almost 15 laps in the run so far in this stage. Continues to march himself on the outside, trying to think of something, but Thompson providing a lot of pressure here for second. Right now, the one still trying to figure things out, and right now we know Gibson has speed in multiple series. High Time is a good one. We've seen him in the past. We've seen him appear in placing pedals in terms of, yep. Absolutely. So a chance to be able to let things breathe as we'll see just how much this one machine is able to try and let it rip long run here tonight. With that in mind, why don't we take the opportunity to crank up those motors as Gibson clears himself again in front of Thompson. Take a listen to the sights and sounds of this fight as they battle up. Your contact still in the midst of this battle as you still watch along with the sights here. Thompson still not yet able to clear yet. Right now Gibson continues to put the pressure on from the outside and try and defend. This is allowing Mitchell to run away and then some. You're a second up already. One, going to have to fight tooth and nail just to be able to keep this spot with the rate things are going here, because Thompson is digging. His speed comparable to the race leader. They're all in the 32.6s, mind you, when they're not doing this. Right now, Thompson and Gibson are burning up their stuff and losing themselves time more and more. About a tenth to a tenth and a half every time they go around the speedway right now. This time they lost another 2/10 alone with this fight. As you can see, some of the drivers like Dustin Payne are just in the popcorn seat watching and thinking, where are they going to go? What are they going to do? What are they going to say if they want to get themselves into these positions? Might become strategy the way things are going right now, because the more these drivers continue to scrabble and battle, if you will, the more they're just going to continue to chew up the stuff and feed dirty air to everybody else lane to lane. Right now, this battle upwards of almost 5 laps side by side, by the way, in terms of what we've seen here on the racetrack. Nobody's been able to get the edge here. But the other pack, by the way, as they continue to fight on screen, Semple leads pack 2. That's 3 seconds back, however. Pack number 4, that's the David Davenport that leads that, trying to catch up to Brennan. Those drivers at the back of the field. Gibson says, there you go, Rick. You can have it. That only took about side by side for 7 laps to do. And now, Thompson's going to have to fight. Gibson did take 2 tires, can confirm, on the last stop. And he's just told the field they're giving out. Greg Mitchell's response to everybody's discussion on the radio, you guys should do it again. Keep on battling. Help my case. Here's the thing. Rick Thompson, after clearing, has already picked up 3/10 in a lap and a third. Rick Thompson is now your fastest car on the racetrack, and it's not even close now that he's single file, even though he fought for so long on the 76. Even though the Fords may not be on the track in real life this weekend, the Fords are alive and well up in the front, because Thompson is ready to bring his Mustang up towards the point. You see some of the Chevys all work themselves in the choo-choo train behind. Taking a look again, mind you, the speed might start to equalize the closer he gets now to the 55. But for now, Thompson's making it clear that battle absolutely held everybody back. And now that it's done, and now that Gibson is sailing away on the tires, everybody's going to be unleashed trying to attack that race lead. They're about 15-20 laps away from a pit window. They have at least 10 minutes to do something before they have to come down. Now Stuyvesant, for his sake, having one of his best races of the season, too, by the way. Right now, 10th in the points. Races like this, I'll build you a buffer. He was only from the 12th spot, 11 spots up. 11 points up. Cut line, the gap was still upwards of 16. Might be able to try and get about a race advantage here with a performance like this tonight. Because some of the drivers at Cardinal Lawson have definitely not done well. Let's talk about Lawson, if we can, because he's amongst those in this battle pack you see. He's actually the next car behind Mayer here. Right now, Lawson, +7, hasn't been able to get too far up through the field. Remember, he's had some loose moments already tonight. He has just not been able to get track position all evening. Right now, he'd lose at least a few points to Anderson, the way things are shaped up here at the minimum. And then, factor in Tom Richter, who's done well. could gain a couple more points too. Pressure coming off for Lawson, possibly as the 12th driver after tonight. Payne, by the way, clearing the 20. That's for third. A little bit of defensive racing. Oh, that's a little bit of a dance. Payne and Stuyvesant getting a little bit dicey with 50 to go. Payne watching up the track to try and make sure that line sticks here. Now, looks like Stuyvesant might have cooked his stuff a little bit here. This pack is splintered apart. Anderson, one wreck earlier. His RC is definitely working, the Royal Crown coil machine, after all. He's been able to keep himself refreshed in terms of everything. Despite the contact, remember, when he was battling hard for position with Sherman. Got Tom Richter building up a good run, though. Look at the way the Richter got the outside to work off the corner, powered his way to the inside to take away the 43's line. Sample, for his sake, still is in the head of this group. With the way Gibson's gliding, they will have a chance for a top 5 tonight. Gibson right now is a 4/10 difference between this pack and himself. See, everybody's, for the most part, single file, by the way. For those just tuning in, we are just about out the pit window. Our strategy here in this one, to cluck around and find out. 147. Thompson has definitely equalized out, by the way, on his charge. No longer making any ground up on the racetrack here at this point. Laps led. I put the over and under at 70 because my thought was somebody would get strategy to get up front 55. Hasn't happened yet. I think some people are late during the cycle, but Mitchell has just been that hard to pass tonight. Right now, the 55, well in command and comfortable in everything going on. As we take a look at Dustin Payne. And again, trying to size up. He has been passed back actually for the 20. Hearing people talk about on the radio, they're starting to get tighter and tighter. Tends to happen here with this car. Really chews up the right front tire. Remember a few weeks ago, add some iRacing updates to the package to match real life draft models and whatnot for 2026's rule package. Looking at Mayer. Mayer in 11th, right back where he started. 51 hasn't been able to find too much ground here tonight. Lee Campbell, the interesting thing is, he's on the 2-tire call like Gibson, by the way. He's actually run faster laps in the past 5 compared to Gibson. So he didn't push hard to pick up spots. Knew he didn't have the track position. He actually saved the tires to be a 10th quicker a lap right now. Chasing RC Diecast and Collectibles machine definitely did something pretty smart here to at least get himself decent track position here with the call. Right now, everybody else scattering about. Semple has found a way up to Gibson, by the way. Gibson lost another second. The other pack also gained another few tenths of the leader, so they both kind of met each other in the middle here. All of them compressed with them up at the front. At this point, Gibson needs a caution flag if he wants to maintain himself in the top 10 here, I think. The way things are shaping up here. Right now, Semple near contact. They're all on the wall. I think Gibson actually clapped the hardest out of that. No one got any major damage, though, from that. Tom Richter pulls away because everyone's all so very tight. Pit window is essentially open, by the way. As we zoom our way off turns 3 and 4. But to remind you, tonight's action is brought to you by AI Chief. Box now. Fuel, tires, and trash talking included. AI Chief Racing is your virtual crew chief, making pit calls, strategy plans, and roasting you all the way to the checkered flag. Visit AIChiefRacing.com for more information. Mind you, AI Chief has a very dedicated fan base, and several of the competitors actually are active users in their Discord servers. You have several streamers that also use their system. A lot of people that run in a variety of different leagues like to use their spotter packs and use the AI Chief to help with their game plans. You know what the game plan is for Cody, though? The one is in. It's pit stop time. We're underway with Dustin Payne in the pit lane 2 as you see the errors in the 1. Last time by Pat. Oh. Well, that was definitely Paxton Fritz expecting a phase through. And that actually threw off Cody Gibson so much he missed his pit stop. Cody Gibson losing time because he ends up side by side with someone as they exit on their pit call. Andrew Popejoy, amongst those who come in. Mike Stuyvesant just entered this time, and he's bringing a whole parade of cars. It is indeed 40 laps on the fuel mark for a vast majority of your field now. Campbell is in, Gainforth is in. Amanda Sherman went way too conservative on their entry. Yeah, the 88 way slow. Everybody's pounding the pit in buttons, Mitchell included. Here he goes, the 55 is in. Mitchell woes it down to the speed limit. It's 45 miles an hour at Kentucky, by the way. It's easy to speed here. Looks like this time, for the most part, everybody's able to make their way through. Nobody got speed going in that wave. And as we said, somebody would lead eventually. That was not the 55, it's the 76 with the pit call. Thompson going a lap further, gets himself out of the clutter in traffic for his own pit entry. See if that actually helps him in terms of how he enters the pit lane and how he'll exit off. For reference, Mitchell just exited the pit lane right now. There's a good chance the 55 zips on by with a couple extra seconds, and their distance for the race lead with how things are looking right now. Anderson also came in this time. That leaves only Caldwell, who already had an undercut, Dufton, Anderson. All of them are 12, 15 laps into pit runs, apparently. So obviously, as we're taking the opportunities to talk things over with strategy plays, they ended up taking the opportunity to say, why don't we try something massively different here? I don't think they're making on gas, though. I think there's strongly a chance of a two-stop here at Kentucky. Try and change up the status quo, if you will. Seems to be the play. Right now, main concern is, are they going to be able to make up for a pit stop delta that ends up being about 44 seconds in the lane alone? Look at how things have steadied out, though, in terms of your net advantage, by the way. As Anderson and Dufton have cycled behind the leaders, Stuyvesant, 1 lap difference. He picked up a lot here. This is a gain of at least 1 or 2 seconds, all from pit entry exit. Stuyvesant with this call has gotten himself in the conversation for the net lead on his strategy. Problem is, Mitchell is quicker. He's pulled away 2/10 already on the gap the past 2 laps. Right now, Mitchell doing what he can to plan things out in. Yeah, I was about to say, Caldwell just pit right now. Caldwell only went 19 laps on a call here. Ian Dufton, I'm not sure the plan here, have elected to go for an undercut. Come on in, take the set now, and all of a sudden they're going to be a lap down the rest of the way, possibly. Only an 8-lap difference. Thompson, by the way, fell to 6th on track with his pit. Right now, he's got drivers who were a couple laps earlier, like Richter, like Gibson, like Payne. He's got to find a way around. He'll find a way around at least one of them now. We're about to make a pass on another. Cody Gibson saying, "You're lucky I didn't listen to the spotter. There was your contact with the 3 wide." But right now, to give a sit rep, we're at 31 to go. For those tuning in, once again, Rush Championship Series presented by AI Chief. Home stretch. Most of the field, if not all of it, can make it on fuel except for maybe Jerron Anderson, who's on an 18-lap stint compared to everyone else's 5 to 7. Right now, it's Mitchell, Stuyvesant, Payne, Thompson, Gibson are in your top 5 late in the going. However, of note, drivers so far have already seen 0.6 of a second of fall off on their tires. Thompson will be one of the hard chargers late to try and get back up to at least the podium positions, if not to second. Right now, that's on track to be one of your quicker races of the season so far. If it goes green, it would still be around the 9:45 mark Eastern time. If you break it down that way in your mind, go get caught up in it if you're in the car, by the way, listening in. It's so simple for a caution to come out here, though. Not to jinx, but could happen. Bowman, for his sake, by the way. After all the battling, is still somehow, someway in the top 9, right behind big mover Frank DiMaggio. DiMaggio, don't know if had the winning speed here so far tonight. He's 2/10 off the pace of the leader. Definitely has top 10 speed, just didn't qualify. That difference here is why we're already seeing these differences pop up for some. Rick Thompson, for his measure, by the way, is indeed into 3rd spot already. And will quickly make the charge to close up another 2.5 seconds pretty soon to get the Stuyvesant. Right now, last time by was 31.9. Stuyvesant was still in the 9s, but the leader, Mitchell, was in the 8s. Here's Dakota Wilkins for his measure. Haven't talked about him really at all tonight. One of the drivers that cannot afford an incident here tonight with the penalty situation, but has been able to keep his MT Rocket Customs machine relatively clean this evening. He's found Mayer, he's found Campbell, he's found Anderson, who's fallen off late and is struggling to hold on to the top 10. See a smile for Campbell. I think he knows he's got a car that can at least be top 10 tonight. The way things have gone, took the 2-tar call. Did have speed to move up there. Playing a little up the lines right now. As drivers have some fun on the radio, Gibson again is sliding back. Again, I think he has a short mid-run. It's just a problem of after 15 or so laps of tires, it's been a struggle. Mitchell's gap has grown already to 1.8 seconds, by the way. Thompson is starting to plateau a little bit. Stuyvesant, although did gain a 10th last time by, that's probably because Stuyvesant is in traffic. Here's the battle again for 11 for those checking in. Here is Mayer to the inside. That'll really let the car roll this time at the bottom. Again, the 60 gets the power off. Able to get back along and pass himself back up to spot. Wilkins on board with. Take a listen. Hear how much some of these drivers have to be careful in terms of just inputs here tonight. It's really led to what's been relatively solid for these drivers, we'll say. It's been relatively clean since the initial cautions that we've seen, especially stage 1. Anderson did hit, by the way. That will pin him down into the 20s for much the rest of the way. Caldwell, first reference, 22nd. With DiMaggio, by the way, on his onboard. How's DiMaggio doing? Well, his average speed right now right in the same ballpark as some of the drivers in front. I think there's a chance, though, with Payne starting to fall off by 0.2 a lap on average the past 5 compared to everyone else, that everyone's going to find a way quickly to get to him. Semple reining the conga line of cars that are all hungry to pass the 81. Oh, look at, oh my, that was near traffic. That was traffic passing on by, getting passed by. We're getting turned around there in that situation. That was Kinder. Payne, we mentioned his slide back. Pretty clear, the 81's tires are cooked. 2 lap holder tires in some of the drivers. Doesn't sound like a lot at all. What is it? Payne's just used them up that much. Right now, these drivers really struggling when it comes to the grip late. We've seen it all night with under 20 laps to go. Long run, so critical, so much over the course of these types of races. Here's Bowman. Bowman right now digging, trying to plot and plan. Right now it's in spot to hold on to the top 10 here because drivers like Mayer, Campbell, and Wilkins have dropped back a fair bit here. Stuyvesant has fallen into the clutches of Thompson. Gap's grown to 3 seconds for the lead. Right now, Thompson's quicker than the leader, but is not in the ballpark to catch the leader, unless there's a caution flag. Thompson letting her reclaim second quickly. Right now, you can just see how much the nervousness is on for some of the drivers. Tell Thompson, laser focused, knows the confidence is there to make the pass though. Comparison to Stuyvesant. Looks like he knows the inevitable's coming. Slide up, once again, nothing doing for Thompson quite yet. Give him a moment to get this pass done. Semple, by the way, he's trying to go top shelf to get around Payne. Right now, Semple really trying to figure out how quickly he can get this done, because there is a chance with the way the pace was looking before all this to get as high as 4th here tonight. Will be a very good accomplishment for the speed because his short run had been his one bugaboo. Long run absolutely was in the ballpark. See right now how quickly Semple's able to get this job done. Pass, pass, pass away. Maggio. See how quickly he's trying to get the job done now for his pass, by the way. As Gibson again sails down the order. Maggio gets himself on the inside. Can he make the pass? Gibson on the outside. Boots himself around. Will play good defense for now. 14 laps to go this time by. Coming up 14 to go. Thompson has passed himself around the 20 as things have gone around. And now will look to try and secure that spot by as much as he can. Right now the lead out of his grasp. See how heavy some of the traffic is getting for some of these battles late. DiMaggio still not able to make this pass work. Look at Bowman for his sake. He's hungry to dig. Right now, DiMaggio not able to make it work in terms of his aggressiveness on the battles. This is not looking great for his circumstance. Looking around and seeing some of the others like Anderson. Some drivers have been really impressed with Anderson's run late here in this one. He's got fresher tires than most by a lap or two. That's helping him pass. And now moved on the outside. That puts the 43 up to 6th. Down to 11 to go for all these drivers here. Mitchell outright controlling things, by the way. 132 laps led. Well, you'll definitely had a cluck around and find out type of night to find out, were they going to get around the 55 for the most part? Answer was no. No, no, no. And indeed, domination station for your race leader is all you can say. DiMaggio ready to go. Looks to try and get some spots back. There is damage to Bowman's rear end in all of this, by the way. Kind of emphasizes how much he's been able to push this car ahead here. He's looking to pass Gibson himself now. Under 10 laps to go from Kentucky. See right now, Bowman just able to find his way around with some swift movements, but question will be, will the pace be there at the end? Right now, 33 ones for some of these drivers. Gibson quicker. Anderson right now up in front. See him at 6, trying to get around Semple. Semple trying to protect top 5. Tom Richter's actually ran away from all of this. So Semple, at the end of this race tonight, just did not get the run going. See right now, again, outside, so good at defending here. So much so, Payne's actually going to have a shot to pass back. Right now, Anderson really trying to fight it out. Right now, we're coming up to 6 to go. Lap traffic, Paxton Fripp moving out of the way of everyone in the battles, by the way. Meanwhile, for Anderson, this strategy did not work in any way, shape, or form, by the way, for anyone who tried this. Most of the drivers who attempt this bailed. He's down in 22nd after having to race top 10 car in terms of his strategy calls. And he nearly went poof. Instead, he's 22nd, well down the order. frustrating end of the night for him and for some of the others that attempted this strategy to be different. Only Caldwell from it got back in the lead lap. Anderson at his sake, still fighting with Payne. 5 to go. Anderson finally able to clear back Payne to hold off that fight as they make their way over through. Right now, Mitchell driving his way around the track in dominating fashion once again here tonight. Mitchell, so far, has been absolutely dominant. He's the favorite to try and come away with a race win time in, time out in a series like this tonight. Closing on into the end, 3 laps to go coming up. Thompson in second, by the way. He's kept Stuyvesant at bay. Stuyvesant's maintained within a second, though. Anderson, your closest battle here on track with Semple right now is here. Right now, a chance to try and get a top 5. Help out the stats columns, if you will. Look at this charge inside Anderson. Can he find something this time? No. No, indeed, for Semple. Semple hit the wall. Semple and Anderson, they bounce off each other. Semple moved up the track as a result. Anderson, better run off the corner. Lift off for Anderson, got loose. 2 to go. Mitchell dominating up front. Things starting to implode for a couple drivers for the top 10 runs. For the car in front for Mitchell, only have one more lap to think about things here in the Rush Championship Series. We're adding our win. Trouble back straight away. Anderson's in the wall. Anderson's in the grass in the corner. White flag is out. Final time around. There's a crash in turn 3. Mitchell continues to run his way through as there's a splurry of cars on the inside. DiMaggio, Payne, and several others have crashed. But because the white flag was taken, Greg Mitchell holds on in front. He'll go his way through the traffic log. Through 3 and 4, it's Mitchell who outright dominates Kentucky. Everyone look to Cluck around and find out. Mitchell found out he's a winner. Greg Mitchell dominates at Kentucky tonight in the Rush Championship Series presented by AI Chief. He leads 143 laps. Thompson and Stuyvesant gone to the top 3, but everything imploded for behind 5th. Right now, these drivers are going to have the time to debrief. Mitchell is going to have the time to burn it on down tonight.
You are watching Precision Entertainment. Let's take a quick break from the action of the Cyber Thunder Rush Championship Series, presented by me, AI Chief. Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on? Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between you and the outside wall. With AI Chief, you get live race strategy, fuel and pit calls, real-time race updates, savage coaching when you start doing something dumb, and trust me, based on what I've seen out there tonight, some of you really need the help. AI Chief doesn't just tell you when to pit, he tells you when to save fuel, when to push, and when to maybe, just maybe, stop trying to go 3 wide into turn 1. So if you're tired of racing blind and you'd like a crew chief that actually knows what he's doing, head over to AIChiefRacing.com and let Chief get you sorted out. Because the only thing worse than wrecking is wrecking without knowing why. AI Chief, I've got your back. Now let's get back to the action.
Welcome back, as let's take a look at what happened. We mentioned there was an incident coming up to the white flag. As you can see, Semple is trying to hold back the pack, but it gets ugly with Anderson and company. Watch right here. You see Ping's trying to get the run. Anderson tries to cover it off. Wasn't clear. Sends him to the inside, and then Anderson slides back up into traffic, collects DiMaggio, destroys Ping in the process, and he falls down to 14th with the blown motor, drives it around, as everybody else just scattered to avoid the contact. Campbell also lost what was a top 10 run as a result of things. Actually just held on 10th in fact, but lost a lot of spots in the process of that top 10 run because of the carnage. So that incident changed up a few of the spots in the running order. Majority of the drivers actually did still finish top 15 at least from that incident. And eventually seeing Greg Mitchell unofficially take the race win tonight. The gap in the end ended up being 4+ seconds. Here this evening, Mike, how are you feeling about your run? A good effort here, it seems.
Yeah, Justin, I feel like early in that run, I tried too hard to get by Greg after those pit stops and kind of burnt my tires up there. Early in the race, I think I had a good long run car, and then that last run, I just got a little too excited. I saw clean air and tried to go for it and burn them up a little bit, but I'll take third. Good run. Good night.
Yeah, so with this type of racetrack, how did the car feel? Because, of course, in real life, they don't go here anymore. Kentucky, at this point, I think it's a storage yard. But this car itself, how did it feel with some of the more recent updates? Similar to past races, or was there any noticeable differences?
Well, we just switched to this car, so I haven't raced this car on this track in a long time. But I can tell you, in the groove, when the rubber got laid down, it was, I mean, you just had no grip. It was tight out of the corner, so I just tried to stay out of the rubber and kind of lay apex the corners to get a run out, and that seemed to be effective.
So with that in mind, after tonight, we'll see how things go from here on out. What's kind of the thought process with already we're down to about 5 races to go until the postseason?
Just stay in it. I mean, I came in tonight 10th in points. I'm pretty good at stage points if I happen to get bumped out, but I just need to stay in it, keep the car clean. I think we'll be good, and then get into the postseason and see what happens from there. I don't know. It's going to be tough to beat that 55 car or the 1 car or the 16 car. I mean, there's so many good guys in here. First goal is to make the playoffs, and then we'll see.
Any shots you'd like to give here tonight, Mike?
Yeah, always, as always, my wife Elizabeth, I love you, baby. Thanks for giving up our Tuesday nights for this. You for broadcasting, Tom for putting on the league, and probably most importantly, every single person that comes out here and takes the green flag, because it wouldn't be fun to run around here by yourself.
Congratulations on the run tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Rex Jefferson gets himself in the top 3 tonight. Second spot tonight goes the way of Rick Thompson. Look to have the shot to battle with Greg Mitchell early on in this one. Rick, how do you feel about this performance? Second on the racetrack. You definitely had some speed tonight.
I felt good. I felt really racy, and I felt like I had something for Greg. If I could have, I probably should have pitted what he did, because he got such a good gap on me with the new tires coming out. But it was just so hard to pass that I was just like, man, I want to lead at least one lap and get the bonus point for it. So I thought maybe, attrition, I would catch back up to him with a little bit fresher tire, a lot newer tires. But yeah, I felt fast. I felt like I could have won, but it's just wasn't my night. But I'll take second. I got second in both the stages, second in the finish. So good points night for me, and I'm real happy about the finish.
What do you feel you needed to try and beat the 55 tonight? Because you did seem to have the speed in the first 2 stages. What did you need in stage 3 to actually pass the 55 on track?
Yeah, I think if I could have stayed on his bumper on the last stage, starting in the third right there, like it was just so tough, man. I felt like every time I started second, he would take the high line. I mean, no, he would take the low line when I was starting second and then get a good jump off. And then the guy behind him would get under me and I'd have to race him for the first 10 laps. And then when I was in third, he would take the high line and I'd get stuck behind the guy that was under him and I'd have to race him for a little bit. I think if I could have just gotten off and we could have had even footing where I was right behind him, I think eventually I would have gotten him. I did feel like I was faster on the short run and the long run. So I think I could have gotten under him. I got under him once, but at that point it was getting so close, and then we had a couple cautions come out. So I mean, he's just a good racer. He knows where to put his car to put the dirty air on me, and he's the best. And try to beat the best is tough. So we do what we can.
So on that note here, your approach for the next time out when it comes to the racetrack, because so far we've seen some wild racing this season. Your thoughts for next time out with the series as we bring ourselves to the month of May and we go into the home stretch for the regular season?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can continue to put together some good finishes like I have been. Usually when I get on a roll like this, I'm kind of streaky. When I get hot, and so I'm going to try to ride the hot streak as long as I can, keep going, and get into the playoffs. And like I said, hopefully I find myself in victory lane at some point, and maybe I'll get to talk to you for the win instead of for second place.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I want to shout out to my beautiful wife for letting me come down and be supportive of me racing, doing all this, spending time away from her to do this. Thank my dad. He was watching at the end, spotting for me a little bit. I want to thank the sponsors, AI Chief, and I think tonight's sponsor was the third place finisher, Mike Stiverson. I think he sponsored the race tonight, so thanks to both of them. Thanks to you guys at Precision. You guys are awesome. I always love watching back. Shout out to your producer, Ryan. Again, he's a buddy of mine. And thanks to you, Justin, for doing all the broadcasting. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it.
Well, congratulations on the run tonight, Rick.
Thank you, guys.
Rick Thompson comes away in second. Greg Mitchell, yet again, a dominant effort from the 55. 143 laps led tonight, Greg. How?
That's a good question, Justin. I don't know, but that's exactly how I like them to go. It's starting up front, staying up front. They don't go that way very often, but it's sure nice when it does.
So, in turn, what in turn do you feel made things click this long run? Because that seemed to be where you just took off tonight. After stage 1 and 2, tail end of those runs before the cautions came out, you're actually slower than some of the drivers catching you. What changed stage 3?
I mean, I'm just trying to save and keep my spot on the track mostly. I mean, once we were going towards that last pit stop, I wanted to try to get a little gap, so I was running a little bit harder, so I could gap brake a little and I could make a decision on the pit stop. But I had to pit because I was out of fuel, so I had to go then. But yeah, I mean, it was just mostly, I know how bad it was to get behind another car here. I mean, coming off the corner, so brutal. That dirty air just sends you right into the wall. So my goal was just keep them behind me, even if they're close. I was fine with that. Just stay in front of them.
So, in turn, Chicagoland. How do you feel about Chicagoland next week?
That's a fun one. It's a dangerous one because you can't get away from anybody. But Chicagoland's honestly one of my favorite ones to race because it's really racy and multiple lines there. At least there used to be. I haven't been there since updates, but I look forward to that one every season because that's a fun one to run.
Any shots like to give here tonight?
Yeah. Well, thanks to you for running the broadcast, and thanks to Tom for running an awesome league. He's got the best league out there. Got huge turnouts every week. He does an amazing job. He's really involved. So hats off to all of the time and effort that he puts into it. And shout out to my family who's watching down here in Texas.
Congratulations on the win again tonight.
Thank you.
Greg Mitchell comes away with the win tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for the top through speaking with us during post-race coverage here on Precision. So on that note, the next time out we go to Chicagoland Speedway, that will be Tuesday, May the 5th. That'll be an 8 p.m. start once again. You'll be able to catch that action once again here on Precision, where we go racing on a track that will return to real-life action this year. We'll see what happens next time out here on Precision. So on that note, it's just about time to say goodbye for tonight's coverage. For producer Ryan Bauer, for a camera producer Luke Sim Cams, I'm Justin Prince saying thank you so much for tuning in for tonight's coverage of the Cluck Around and Find Out 147 and watching Cyber Thunder and its Rush Championship Series presented by AI Chief. Congratulations to Greg Mitchell. He's your winner from Kentucky. We'll see you next time from the Chicagoland region next week.